Hello, everyone. I hope that you are doing fantastic. Here I am. Another week has gone by. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my newsletter. Instead of you having to read, I thought I would come on and do a video so that you can see it and you can listen to the video whenever you have time, or it could be in the background because I know you've got so much to read. And plus, the fact, it's almost like I feel like I'm live, that I'm seeing you. And so I'm feeling your energy as well. So, what I usually do in my newsletter is I hopefully try to do soulful insights. At the very end of this newsletter, I'm going to draw cards for this week. Starting on May 14th. So, those are your cards for the week. I'm going to show you the updates on my offerings because, things change all the time. I'm going to give you some podcast updates and then questions that people ask me from this last week. I'm going to answer. So I love it. I love it. It's like a Q&A because everybody always has a question. So let's go ahead and get started. So last week, I started a customer feedback, and I'm going to put this link into the links of the newsletter so that you can give me some customer feedback because I feel like it's very important to hear information from you. What's type of the, and this is like the very first question, what services have you received from Michelle? And then please let me know what you are wanting or what you are needing and what you are looking forward to. So you can give me as much information or as less information as you want to. And it's not that I'm going to share this information with anybody. It will definitely be confidential. It's just I want to hear from you to see what you need and what you want. All right. So, channeled messages from Sarah. Now, this is the question that I received this last week. And people are asking me, why do you get channeled messages from Sarah? Why Sarah? Why not like Jesus? Why not like these big gurus? Why not? And to me, Sarah was a big person involved. But Sarah claims that she has walked among Jesus, that she heard him around campfires. Okay. And I'm not going to give you too much information because I'm also doing some sacred text that she's wanting me to channel about her life. And I will present that to you and read some of what the sacred texts say. But her life was very simple in the very beginning until she met Jesus. And it was somebody who walked among us, and a lot of people need to have that right now. They need to know that there are people, yes, that have walked among us, have felt the same things that we have felt, and actually got to see the miracles, especially the miracles that Jesus performed and all of his teachings that he wanted us to know. And as I understand, Jesus was for women. I mean, he was one that he was an advocate for women, and he allowed Sarah or anybody else to, speak around the campfire if she was wanting to tell them about an experience or tell them about a spiritual experience that she had or a teaching. Jesus would allow it. And so that's another reason I think now the time is very important for women to have a voice. And I think Sarah does that for us too. So that's why that Sarah comes through and we receive messages from her. And how I tell people is I was in a very deep meditation state whenever she came to me. And, it's very interesting because people will go, how do you channel? How does this all work? I'm still learning. I'm still learning it because I just started out as a psychic medium. And whenever I was doing mediumship, when I was connecting with somebody who has crossed over and transitioned, was doing channeling, but it was completely different. It was more of I would have a conversation with them. And so they weren't really in my conscious. They were still kind of outside, but I was kind of hearing it. It was almost like telepathic, as you could say. And I was able to tell my client what they were saying. Now, with trans mediumship, it's a little bit different. It's when their essence comes into mine and connects in. And with Sarah, it's more of I can flip the switch now because she has embodied herself into my essence a little bit, not meaning that I can release her at any time. I mean, I'm still in control. This is my vessel. And so we work as a team for her to bring over these messages. And whenever she does come in, I close my eyes. I've tried to do trans channeling with them open, but what happens is whenever she's coming through and she's actually doing the channeling, um, the light is very bright. And she could not keep the energy up, and the energy just kind of flattened. So I definitely have to still have to close my eyes. And I thought that is a little strange. Hopefully, people won't will still be able to hear the message. But what I've watched other channelers, and they're doing the exact same thing. And her words, if you listen to her words and her frequency, listen to it because her frequency will go up and down there, and there's a reason for it. So whenever you're channeling, the person that's coming in will have different frequencies. And so I think it's very fascinating. And they're trying to change her frequency on earth, and each person will receive the message differently, even though it's the same message for everybody. People receive it in different ways. And I just find that fascinating. If you want to go and listen to some of the messages, if you have missed that, this is the channel that I developed for Sarah in her messages, Essence of Spirituality, and Sarah's channeled message. And there's not, much going on right now because she just started channeling not too long ago. So this is her channel. And if you still want to connect with me on my channel, which is Apostle Michelle, I think it's 2525 on the YouTube channel. You can also connect with me there, and her messages will also be on there. All right, so there's two different places. All right, so let me go on to the next slide. All right, Inspire Your Essence is a podcast that I developed just to connect with people who are very inspiring. Everybody has a life story to tell, and people are just so creative. And I just find them fascinating. And just, I love to have interviews and that connection with other people. Well, this week is Marilyn Penny, and she will be going, the footage will be going live on Tuesday, today at 7 o'clock. And what she's talking about, she's a spiritual coach, and she does the Akashic records and gets information that way and helps heal people through the records. And she also does home clearings. And so we talk about a lot of interesting topics. So I really enjoyed my conversation with her. So if you're interested in any of these topics, this would definitely be a good podcast episode for you to listen to. All right, so these are the things that I am offering at this moment is channeled readings by Michelle, so that's me. And how my readings have changed. If you have a reading from me in the past, I'm no longer using my Lenormand cards because everything is being channeled. And let me explain that. So the energy is totally different. And sometimes I will have your spirit guides wanting to channel to you your information. Sometimes my spirit team wants to get in on the action and also give you some information that way. And you can ask the same questions as you did before. Okay. If there's something about your love life that you're concerned about, definitely ask about that. It can be a earth problem like that, or if you just need more of a philosophical problem, you can do that. But what's really changed is I'm able to go back into your past life and talk about some of your past lives and why you are still grieving or healing from that lifetime. So I'm able to get that information as well. And then I can also do some energy healing, even though it's over the internet. I can do some energy healing the best that I can, for in your cells, and do some energy working on your chakras. All right, so parents with intuitive child support. This is if you have a child or you know somebody who has an intuitive child and they don't know what to do, what direction to go. I can coach them through that. Channeled readings in person, of course, is the same thing as readings with me, except it's in person if you live in the Dallas Fort Worth area. And I've been going to the Miracles of Joy in Louisville, and I rent a room there to meet with you. Personal mentoring with Michelle. Can be anything from if you are becoming a second medium and you don't know how to, increase your skills and you need some exercise and you need some validation. I can definitely help you through that. If you don't know how to start your business or you don't know how to come out of the closet or you don't know how to break down those barriers that you've learned through your whole life, I can definitely help you with that. It's interesting as a coach, it really helps that I've been through the same thing that you have been through, and I can coach you through it. Channeled spiritual art is that I do a reading, and I can do a reading with you first, and then I paint a art piece with oil, some with oil, some with acrylic, depending on what the information is coming across. And then you get the original, and it usually takes me a couple of days to do this. And then I will mail it to you. And because I mail it to you, it is only for people in the United States. Because once you start, getting an art piece and you mail it to Australia, that gets a little bit expensive. And I know that it'd be hard for you to afford all the cost if I had to take that into consideration. Channeled readings with Sarah is exactly what it says here. So exactly, instead of me giving you the reading, or it could also be both of us, these are channeled readings with Sarah. So Sarah would be doing most of the talking with you. Okay, so if you need any information from that. And again, you can talk about earth problems, or you can get more philosophical, overall, or if you need healing, she can definitely do that. All right. So, because I was getting so many people that were wanting information about my book, Spiritual Nurturing for Intuitive Children, I thought I would do an exercise that you can do with a child each week in the newsletter. And this is in the back of the book, and I love this. And it's a great breathing exercise for children who, when they see things or they feel things from other people because they're an empath, they need to learn how to breathe. Because what they do is they do that shallow breath, everybody does when they're scared, and they can hyperventilate. So this breathing exercise is nice to have, and it's very visual for the child. So you start where the start button is and say, okay, let's breathe in for 3 counts. And so move your finger like 1, 2, 3, then hold 1, 2, 3. Breathe out 1, 2, 3, and you can start over again. So it's something that the child can also put their finger on their triangle and do the exact same thing. All right, so this is the big reveal that I am so excited about. And it's so interesting. I thought it would completely give it away, but it hasn't. So 25,000 miles of, and it stopped right there. So, and the service actually, I'm going to try to offer it this summer. So we'll see how things go, but probably more of the end of July, beginning of August. So we will definitely see. So to be able to take a picture out again, we need to present the wheel. Okay. And the wheel, and I absolutely love this, has all the numbers that are left. Okay. Now, next week, you get to see what picture comes out, because it's really hard for me to edit it while I have you here during the recording. So we will see. Okay. So let me go ahead and spin the wheel and see what picture we will be taking off. All right. So number 18. I got to write that down. Okay. So let me show you where number 18 is on the chart. So number 18, oh, is that one on the very end? So I don't know if it's going to show you anything or not next week, but we shall see. I love that. Absolutely love it. Okay, because you have gone, listen to your newsletter and watch the video this far, you get a discount, a 50% off channel readings from Sarah. But you got to make sure that you put the coupon code, all lowercase Sarah 25. And it's only good for 1 week. So you can schedule it. It doesn't have to be this week, it can be next week or the next 2 weeks, but you have to schedule it this week to be able to use the coupon. And again, 50%. And where you go is you go on my website, which is www.michellehendersonmedium.com. And I'll put that also in the notes with the newsletter. All right, so we have, drum roll, gone here to the card reading. So what I will do is I'll pull 3 cards for this week for things that you need to work on for this week. So pick the numbers 1, 2, or 3. And you can pick all of them if they're all screaming your name, or if there's 2 that's screaming your name, or just 1. All right. All right. And I'm going to use that. These are my favorite cards. So Mystical Wisdom is what I'm going to be using. Okay. And they're oracle cards. So for this week, oh, I heard top. So let's do the top one. Illusion, embrace the truth. And everybody has their own truth. I absolutely love this right here because she's like, put her back to the mirror. It's like, no, I don't want to know the truth. But you got to remember your truth because everybody has different truths to speak and you need to know your truth. All right, so let's go to the next card. That was number 1. This is number 2. Number 2, creative wonderment. Follow your passion. Follow your passion. And this does not mean that you have to quit everything to follow your passion. It just means that you need to have it in your life because that's where your creativity is, and creativity is spirituality. So make sure that you have some type of creative thing, your passion that you have to follow. Okay? All right, so let's do the next card. Card number 3. I think, no, we had a different angel last week. Archangel Raphael, provide of healing for mind, body, and spirit. So if you're having to call in an angel, call in Archangel Raphael, and he will be there to help you so that you can heal your mind, body, and spirit for this week. All right, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed this newsletter. And if you have any questions, please let me know and I will answer those for the next week newsletter. All right, everybody. Take care. I leave you in love and light and have a blessed week. Thank you so much.